if we look at Europe right now, are there any fiscal policies enacted or maybe in the works that you think would help consumers to actually pay those higher prices? I mean, that's what you need, right? You need a consumer base willing to go out and spend more for the stuff that they bought, that they buy regularly or that they would normally not buy.
If we look at the average consumer, it's not so much an issue, I would say, of a lack of spending power. In various countries, in France, for instance, there are estimates that there has been 100 billion euro extra savings, forced savings, during the lockdown, and that needs to be deployed. For that to be deployed, there must be, let's say, a confidence that we've seen the worst in terms of the pandemic, but also crucially important is what is the outlook for the labor market. The key indicator that I'm monitoring is what are the unemployment expectations for the next 12 months. It had risen very significantly, and only recently it has eased a little bit, but remains at a high level. And I think that is going to continue to act as a drag on the willingness of consumers to spend the money that they have saved.
And what about the strength of the euro? Because this is something, when we see a strong euro, that makes it more difficult for the ECB to reach its goal, doesn't it, William? We seem to have seen some relief on that front of late. It's not as strong as it was. We've got euro dollar at 116.67. But you think that the euro strengthens a little from here?
Yeah, we think that the euro will strengthen. One key point is that there is now a fundamental difference in approach between the Federal Reserve and the ECB, and to have clarity on whether the ECB, in terms of strategy, philosophy towards inflation targeting, will follow in the Fed's footsteps. It will take many, many months before they have that clarity. Also keep in mind that the fair value euro-dollar is probably somewhere around 130. I think what has been happening as of late is that we are in a risk-off mode related to the US presidential election uncertainty, and when it's risk-off, typically the euro weakens a bit versus the dollar. So I think it's just a temporary weakening.